to e-lesson on flame photometer, fluorescence meter and refractometer. Analyzer. Definition: an analyzer is a piece of equipment which is used to analyze the substances that are present in something such as gas or liquids. An analyzer is a piece of equipment which is used to analyze the substances that are present in something such as gas or liquids. Flame photometer. On completion of this period, you are able to know about flame photometer, components of flame photometer, principle and construction of flame photometer, advantages and disadvantages of flame photometer, applications of flame photometer. Body fluids consist of sodium, potassium, ions. In the hospital, chemical test carried out by certain instrument. Flame photometer is an important instrument to analyze the body chemicals. Principle. The principle of flame photometry is based on the fact that if an atom is excited in a flame to higher energy level, it will emit light as it returns to its former energy level. By measuring the amount of light emitted, the number of atoms excited by the flame can be measured. Once I am repeating the principle of flame photometer. The principle of flame photometer is based on the fact that if an atom is excited in a flame to a higher energy level, it will emit light as it returns to its former energy level. By measuring the amount of light emitted, the number of atoms excited by flame can be measured. Construction. A flame has three external parts: emission system, optical system, recording system. So it has three external parts: emission system, optical system, recording system. Black diagram of flame photometer. Emission system. It contains gases and sample blocks. Atomizer. Optical system, detection system, amplifier, measuring and recording system. So the gases like compressed air or oxygen is mixing with the sample. The sample is carried into the atomizer along with the oxygen or compressed air. So it will produce a aerosol, that is breaking of large drops into small drops of sample into the burner. So the atomizer which produces the aerosol signal. Aerosol is nothing but a small particles of samples into the burner. The burner which receives the acetylene or propylene gas which burns the atoms in the flame. The flame produces energy, electromagnetic energy. Due to the flame principle that when atom is excited in the flame, that is burning of the atoms in the flame, that causes it will get the external energy due to the flame. It will excite from lower energy level to higher energy level. The higher energy level is a unstable state. It will fall down to lower energy level by releasing the electromagnetic energy. So this electromagnetic energy is measured by using a optical system. The optical system consists of collimating mirrors, entrance slits, filters, prism monochromator, exit slit. From the flame is produced a electromagnetic radiation energy. That radiation energy is collected by collimating mirrors, then passing on to this energy into the entrance slit, then on to the filters. The filters used to select required wavelength of energy, then passed on to the prism monochromator. The prism monochromator is used to produce a narrow beam of radiation energy with a selection of particular energy. That means when radiation is falling on the prism monochromator, different wavelength of light is dispersed at different angles. So here required wavelength can be selected by using prism monochromator, then passing on to the detector through the exit slit. So the photo detector detection system here consists of photo cells or photo multiplier tubes, which produces current signal corresponding to the electromagnetic energy which passed on to the detector. The current signal is a weak signal, so it is given to the amplifier with a required gain suitable for measuring system. The measuring system, here we can use data acquisition system or a recording system. We can record the data. We can also print the data. So the recording of data is directly proportional to the concentration of the atoms in the sample. This flame photometer especially used to identify the components of sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, lithium in body fluids, especially used in hospitals for a clinical analysis of sodium and potassium ions. The optical diagram you can see in the picture. Aqueous sample whose concentration to be find out is prepared, is connected to the capillary tube. The oxygen inlet which carries this sample into the burner. The burner receives the fuel inlet acetylene or propylene, and the aerosol of sample, a small particles of sample will burn in the flame. The art of the flame photometer is the atomizer. Atomizer is a art of the flame photometer which produces a aerosol. The aerosol of sample will burn in the flame when it is burned in the flame, it produces a electromagnetic radiation. Due to when atoms are excited in the flame, it is excited from lower energy level to higher energy level. The higher energy level is a unstable state. It falling to lower energy level or formal energy level by releasing the amount of electromagnetic radiation. This electromagnetic radiation, due to the atoms burning in the flame, that will be collected by using collimating lens. This electromagnetic radiation is passing on to the monochromator through the lenses and inlet slits and filters. The required wavelength region can be selected by using filters. The required wavelength of a particular wavelength can be selected by monochromator. That is a prism monochromator. So this particular wavelength of light is passing on to the detector, where detectors are used like photocells or photodiode or photomultiplier tubes, which converts this electromagnetic radiation energy into the current. The current can be measured by milliammeter or oscilloscope, etc. So the amount of current is measured by the potentiometer, directly calibrated number of atoms burned in the flame. That is the concentration of the number of particles present in the sample. Especially the flame photometer is used to identify body fluids like sodium and potassium, calcium, magnesium, lithium. Emission system consists of fuel gases and regulator, atomizer, burner, flame. The emission system consists of fuel gases and regulator, atomizer, burner, flame. Atomizer, it is a art of flame photometer. It is art of flame photometer. Atomizer consists of a sprayer and the atomization chamber. In the atomization chamber, aerosol is produced. Aerosol is a formal breakup of large mass of liquid into small drops. Aerosol is a formal breakup of large mass of liquid into small drops. These aerosol are fed into the flame. Atomizers are two types, internal burner and spray type. Fuel gases and regulation. Acetylene or hydrogen or propane is mixed with oxygen at a pressure of 12 to 50 lb square inch. Fuel gases and regulation. Acetylene or hydrogen or propane is mixed with oxygen at the pressure of 12 to 15 lb square inch. Atomizer. The atomizer consists of a sprayer and the atomization chamber, where the aerosol breaking of large mass of liquid into small drops is produced and fed into the flame. burner. The burner receives the mixture of the combustion gases and burn in the burner. Your burner which receive the mixture of the combustion gases. The combustion gases like propylene, acetylene or hydrogen, which is mixed with oxygen at the pressure of 12 to 15 lb square inch and burn in the burner. Flame is a true source of emission. Optical system. It consists of optical system for wavelength selection, filters and monochromators and lenses, diaphragms, slits, etc. are used. Filters. Interference filters is used. Monochromator. Prism is used as a monochromator. Recording system. The recording system, it includes detectors like photocells, phototubes, photomultiplier tubes, the electronic means of amplification, measuring and recording. Working of flame photometer. A solution of sample to be analyzed is prepared. A special sprayer operated by a compressed air. Oxygen is used to introduce this solution in the form of a fine spray. That is the aerosol. The aerosol fuel into the flame of a burner operating on some fuel gas like acetylene or hydrogen. The radiation emitted by flame is separated by means of light filters or a monochromator. Working. The intensity of the isolated radiation is measured from the current it produces when it's fall on a photocell. So the intensity of isolated radiation is measured from the current it produces when it's fall on a photocell. The measurement of current done with the help of galvanometer. The galvanometer readings are proportional to the concentration of the elements present in the sample. Advantages. Preparation of the sample is easy, cheap and does not require expensive reagents. Similar type of samples can be analyzed. Drawbacks. Destructive technique. The sample cannot be collected back. Applications. For analysis of sodium and potassium in body fluids, for analysis of alkali and alkaline materials, for identification of rare earth metals, for analysis of gallium, indium. Next topic is a spectrofluorimeter. On completion of this topic, you are able to know about spectrofluorimeter, its principle, construction and working. Applications. Fluorescence. When quanta of light impinges on a molecule, it observed and an electron transition to higher electronic state takes place. The higher energy state is unstable and return back to its ground state by emitting light energy. The fluorescence is that when quantum of light is impinging on the molecule, it is observed and an electron transition to electronic state takes place. Electronics transition to a higher electronic state takes place. The higher energy state is unstable and return back to ground state by emitting light energy. If the transition taken place at the time 10 to the minus 8 seconds, then the light emitted is called fluorescence light. So here that when quantum of light impinging on the molecules in the sample will observe the radiation. Not only observing the radiation, it will be excited. Due to this observation of external energy, it will change from its state from lower energy level to higher energy level. The higher energy level is a unstable state. The higher energy is re-emitted and fall down to this ground state or former state. What are the energy emitted at higher energy level is known as a fluorescence. This is happen within the time period of 10 to the minus 8 seconds. That is 1 angstrom of time period. The release of energy is happen due to the quantum of light impinging on the molecules. This is called fluorescence energy. A typical spectrofluorimeter, we can see in the slide. Optical diagram of spectrofluorimeter. It consists of a source, the source usually xenon or 150 watts xenon arc lamp is used as a source of radiation in a spectrofluorimeter. So which generates this electromagnetic radiation is focusing onto the ellipsoidal mirror. This ellipsoidal mirror projects this electromagnetic radiation onto the spherical mirrors through the filters and slits. The filters are used to filter required wavelength of region of spectral energy. Slits are used to parallelize the narrow beam of radiation. Here exciter monochromator, which consists of exciter monochromator. Here grating is used, grating type monochromator is used. This spherical mirrors which reflect this energy onto the grating, that is exciter monochromator. The grating monochromator works as when light fall on the monochromator, it is having highly polished grooves. When light impinging on the highly polished grooves, different wavelength of light are dispersed That light is focusing onto the spherical mirrors. Again, it is projecting onto the plane mirror, then onto the sample holder through the exit slit. The sample holder consists of a sample whose fluorescence to be measured, whose concentration to be measured. When light receives to the sample observes the radiation of energy. So remaining energy will be transmitted from the sample, that can be detected by a transmission detector. So here when quantum of light is falling on the molecules of a sample, not only observing the radiation, but also when light observed by molecules, when quantum of light is observed by molecules, the molecules are excited due to the electronic transition from lower energy state to a higher energy level within the fraction of time, that is 10 to the minus 8 seconds. The light, again, higher energy level is a unstable state where light energy is released, again fall back to original state or ground state or former state. What are the energy released at higher energy level is known as a fluorescence energy. That fluorescence energy is measured by using a analyzer monochromator. By here also we are using a spherical mirrors. When fluorescence energy is projecting on the spherical mirrors, that reflected the energy into the grating. The grating monochromator required wavelength can be passed on to the spherical mirrors. The spherical mirrors collect this radiation and passing onto the plane mirror onto the detector from the exiting slit. The fluorescence detector which detects this fluorescence, that is the concentration of the sample, that fluorescence current directly calibrated in terms of the concentration of the solution. Especially the fluorescence meter is used to when two samples having similar absorption spectrum, similar absorption characteristics. We can easily to analyze the using a fluorescence principle. The fluorescence principle is to identify if the sample having a similar, if the two samples having a similar absorption spectra, it is easy to identify by using a fluorescence meter or a spectrophlorimeter. Construction and operation of a spectrophlorimeter. Spectrophlorimeter uses two monochromators, one to supply selectively the excitation radiation, the other to isolate and analyze fluorescence emission. The source of light 150 watts high pressure xenon arc lamp used. The ellipsoid mirrors collect the radiation from the lamp and focus on the entrance slit of the excitation monochromator. Monochromatic radiation of a specific wavelength is selected by angular position of the grating. A desired band pass is achieved by the selection of appropriate interchangeable slits for entrance and exit position of the monochromator. The radiant energy emerging from the exit slit of the excitation monochromator activates specific molecules within the sample, resulting in fluorescent emission. The radiant energy emerging from the exit slit of the excitation monochromator activates specific molecules within the sample, resulting in a fluorescent emission. The emitted radiation is analyzed by the analyzing monochromator, which permits only characteristic sample emission to reach the detector, blocking all undesired spectral regions. When fluorescence light fall on the photomultiplier, the registered photocurrent can be indicated on the microammeter, recorder, or oscilloscope. Applications of spectrophlorimeters in clinical laboratories for studying of adrenaline, non-adrenaline in urine and blood, in screening tests for tumors of adrenal glands, for testing of lactic dehydrogenases, steroids, DNA, histamine, for analysis of air pollution, used in agriculture and food industries to determine insecticide and residual studies, to study the diffusion of air and water by sanitation engineers. Summary: we have discussed spectrophlorimeter is based on the principle of fluorescence. The light source used is xenon arc lamp, 150 watts, high pressure. The monochromator is used here is a grating. The detector is used is photomultiplier tube. Fees: the principle of spectrophlorimeter is based on the principle of A. Phosphorescence, fluorescence, chemiluminescence. D. All of the above. Here the correct answer is B. Fluorescence. Second quiz question. The fluorescent light is emitted when energy is transition from higher energy state to lower energy state takes place in a time of A. 10 to the minus 6, 10 to the minus 8, 10 to the minus 12, D. 10 to the minus 14. The correct answer is B is 10 to the minus 8 seconds. The next topic is refraction. Definition: when ray of light passes obliquely from one medium into another medium of different density, its refraction is changed in passing through the surface is called refraction. When ray of light passes obliquely from one medium into another medium of different density, its direction is changed in passing through the surface. This is called refraction. The ratio of angle of incident sin I and the angle of refraction sin I or sin R is called index of refraction eta. So the ratio of angle of incidence sin I and angle of refraction sin R called index of refraction eta. The refractive index you can see in the picture. When ray of light passing from one medium to another medium of different densities, when ray of light instance of ray of light is sin I, and ray of refraction R, that is sin R. The index of refraction eta is given by, it is a ratio between the sin I to sin R. So eta equivalent to sin I by sin R. When ray of light is passing from one medium to another medium, the ray of reflection causes the ray will be deflected. By measuring the deflection, we can identify the critical ray. You can see the prism type refractometer. Prisms P1 and P2 prisms. In between that there is a downside, there is a mirror. On top lenses, crosshairs, scale, lenses and compensator and magnifier. To identify the refraction of the samples, the sample can be analyzed by using a refractometer, that is analyzed to be placed on the mirror. Then we have to identify the critical ray. By measuring the critical ray, the graduated scale is directly calibrated on terms of concentration of the sample. Next, one more refractometer. On the top, micrometer eyepiece, vernier scale. Then critical ray is observed in the view through the eyepiece, objectives, compensator, prism, and sample to be analyzed is taken in the beaker, and a mirror, and a prism monochromator. The prism monochromator is dipped into the sample whose concentration to be find out by using a refractometer. Then when a ray of light is passing from one medium to another medium, then its refraction causes the critical ray will be changed. By identifying the critical ray where it occurs, by measuring the vernier scale and micro eyepiece, we can identify the critical ray. The critical ray corresponding to the concentration of the solution. This is a picture which shows Abbe refractometer. Expression, index of refraction is given by eta. Eta is equal to sin I by sin R. Principle of refractometer. The index of refraction of two given media varies with the temperature, wavelength of light, and pressure. If these factors are kept constant, the index of refraction is constant for a particular medium. Refractive index is used to determine purity of substance and for determining composition of homogeneous binary mixtures of known constituents. Refractive index is used to determine the purity of substances that are and for determining composition of homogeneous mixture of known constituents. Construction and operation of refractometer. Refractometers determine the index of refraction by measuring the position of critical ray. A glass prism is dipped into the liquid sample in a small beaker. A position of the critical ray emerging from prism is read by fixed telescope with a graduated scale mounted at one focal point. The position of the critical ray emerging from prism is read out by fixed telescope with a graduate scale mounted at one focal point. Applications: to measure the concentration of aqueous solution and alcoholic solutions, to determine the composition of sodium chloride and potassium chloride. In physiological chemistry, to determine the globulins, albumins, non-albuminous constituents, etc. To distinguish the substances with the same boiling points, such as halogenated hydrocarbons. Summary: the ratio of angle of incidence sin I and angle of refraction sin R is called index of refraction eta. The index of refraction eta is equivalent to sin I by sin R. The index of refraction for two given media varies with the temperature, wavelength of light and pressure. If these factors are kept constant, the index of refraction is a constant for a particular medium and used to determine the purity of a substance. Quiz. The index of refraction is given by A. Eta equivalent to sin R by sin I. B. Eta equivalent to sin I by sin R. C. Delta B is equal to B of eta minus eta naught. D. None of the above. The answer is B is correct. Eta equivalent to sin I by sin R. That is angle of incidence to the angle of refraction. Thank you.